Alright folks, buckle up. We're diving deep into a world where pain is just a conversation starter. They demand superhuman strength, insane endurance, and the courage to face real, tangible danger. These aren't just games, man, they're battles. Full contact, high stakes, pushing the absolute limits of what the human body and mind can endure. Welcome to the world's most brutal sports. Kicking off our list, we're going back to 16th century Florence, Italy, with Calcio Storico. This isn't your grandpappy's football, unless he was a gladiator who enjoyed a good old-fashioned street fight. Think of it as a mix of soccer, rugby, and MMA, played on a sandpit with 27 guys on each side. The objective? Get the ball into the opposing team's net by any means necessary. Headbutts, punching, kicking, wrestling, it's all on the table. Few rules exist, and those that do are loosely interpreted. It's primal, chaotic, and unbelievably brutal. 50 minutes straight, no substitutions, just pure aggression. The physicality is off the charts. Massive dudes like Renaissance Hercules battering each other. It's about dominance and brute force. Imagine advancing a ball while fending off multiple attackers. Broken noses, dislocated shoulders, concussions, practically part of the uniform. The sandy field offers no quarter, just a gritty stage for mayhem. The crowd is as passionate and intense as the players. It's a tradition steeped in history, a display of civic pride. What really gets me about Calcio Storico is the mindset. These aren't professional athletes getting paid millions. They're playing for honor, for their neighborhood, for a tradition that's centuries old. The commitment to endure that level of punishment for that kind of reward is something else. Respect to those Florentine madmen and Tyne. Next up at number 9, we're shifting from historical brawls to a battle against nature itself. Ice climbing. Now, some people look at a frozen waterfall and see a pretty picture. These lunatics see a challenge, a vertical puzzle of ice and snow that they need to conquer with ice axes and crampons. Think about that for a second. You're scaling a sheer wall of frozen water, often hundreds, sometimes thousands of feet high. The temperatures are, by definition, below freezing, often way below. Your fingers are numb, your breath is crystallizing in front of your face, and every swing of your axe, every kick of your crampon has to be precise. One wrong move, one piece of brittle ice giving way, and you're looking at a potentially catastrophic fall. The physical demands are just insane. You need incredible upper body strength to swing those axes and pull yourself up, core strength to maintain stability, and powerful legs to kick those crampons into the ice with enough force to hold your entire body weight. And you're doing this for hours sometimes, in an environment that's actively trying to kill you. Frostbite is a constant threat. Hypothermia is always lurking. And then, there's the ice itself. It's unpredictable. It can be brittle, it can be slushy, it can fracture. Huge chunks of ice, sometimes the size of a damn microwave, can break off from above without warning, raining down on you. Climbers call these ice bombs, and they can be lethal. These athletes are a different breed, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Alright folks, we've hit number 8, and this one is just pure, unadulterated chaos. We're talking about bull riding, specifically the kind you see in the PBR professional bull riders. The premise is deceptively simple. A rider has to stay on the back of a bucking bull, a 2,000-pound beast bred for its athleticism and sheer rage for 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Sounds short, right? Try telling that to the guy who's getting whipped around like a ragdoll, holding on with one hand, while this mountain of muscle and fury is doing everything in its power to send him flying. It's arguably the most dangerous 8 seconds in sports, man. These bulls aren't just big. They're explosive. They buck, they spin, they kick, they twist with an agility that's terrifying for an animal that size. The G-forces these riders experience are comparable to what a fighter pilot endures, or what you'd feel in a high-speed car crash, and the only thing keeping them on is one hand gripping a braided rope and a whole lot of core strength, balance, and sheer grit. There's no saddle, no reins to speak of for control. It's just man versus beast in its rawest form. The courage that takes is off the charts. It's a wild, wild ride, and it absolutely deserves its place here. Chapter 4. Ironman Triathlon, the ultimate test of human endurance. Coming in at number 7, we're shifting gears from explosive danger to a different kind of brutality. The slow, grinding, soul-crushing agony of the Ironman Triathlon. This isn't about a quick burst of violence, this is about pushing your body to the absolute brink of exhaustion, and then pushing some more, for hours upon hours. We're talking a 2.4-mile swim, followed immediately by a 112-mile bicycle ride, and then, just when you think you have nothing left, you run a full marathon, 26.2 miles. That's 140.6 miles of continuous, relentless effort. Just thinking about it makes me tired, man. The sheer volume of training required to even attempt an Ironman is staggering. These athletes dedicate their lives to it, spending countless hours swimming, biking, and running day in and day out. in all kinds of weather. It's a monumental commitment. And on race day, they're out there for anywhere from 8 to 17 hours. 17 hours of non-stop physical exertion. Your muscles are screaming, your joints are aching, your lungs are burning, dehydration, hyponatremia, heat stroke, hypothermia. These are all very real and present dangers depending on the course and conditions. It's a journey into the depths of your own capabilities and a profound exploration of your limits. Chapter 5. Gymnastics, Elite Level. Grace under extreme duress. At number 6, we have a sport that might surprise some people when they think of brutal, because on the surface, it looks like all grace and beauty. But I'm talking about elite-level gymnastics. And let me tell you folks, beneath that veneer of elegance is a world of unimaginable physical stress, relentless repetition, and a constant, terrifying risk of career-ending or even life-altering injuries. These athletes are some of the strongest pound for pound on the planet, performing skills that defy gravity and logic. But the cost of those incredible feats is immense. The training regimen for elite gymnasts is absolutely grueling, often starting from a very young age. It's a beautiful kind of brutality, but brutality nonetheless. Chapter 6, MMA, UFC, The Science of Controlled Mayhem. Alright, coming in strong at number 5, we've got a sport that's near and dear to my heart, and one that many of you will instantly recognize as brutal mixed martial arts, epitomized by organizations like the UFC. This is the ultimate one-on-one combat sport, folks. You've got two highly skilled athletes trained in a multitude of fighting disciplines: boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, you name it, locked in a cage trying to impose their will on each other. It's a chess match with human bodies where every move can lead to a checkmate via knockout, submission, or a judge's decision after a grueling battle. The sheer variety of ways you can get hurt in MMA is astounding. It's a beautiful, savage dance, and the athletes who compete at the highest level are some of the most well-rounded and toughest individuals on the planet. It's a science, but it's a painful one. Chapter 7, Boxing, The Sweet Science of Suffering. Alright, at number 4 we delve into the sweet science, boxing. Now boxing has a long storied history, a certain romanticism even. But let's be real folks, at its core it's about two individuals standing toe-to-toe, trying to systematically break each other down with punches, primarily aimed at the head and body. The objective is to incapacitate your opponent, to knock them unconscious, or to inflict enough cumulative damage that they can no longer continue. That's a brutal premise no matter how much skill and strategy are involved. And there is a ton of skill, don't get me wrong, but the toll it takes is severe. The sweet science has a very bitter aftertaste when you consider the physical price these warriors pay for their craft. Alright, we're at number 3, and this is the one you've been waiting for, the one that might just make you clench everything: motocross. Man, oh man, this isn't just riding a dirt bike, this is launching yourself 30-40 feet in the air over massive jumps, sometimes clearing 70, 80, even 100 feet in distance, all while racing elbow to elbow with 30 or 40 other riders who are just as hungry and fearless as you are. The speed, the heights, the incredibly rough terrain, and the constant proximity to disaster make this sport absolutely, terrifyingly brutal. It's a symphony of horsepower and pure, unadulterated guts. The physical demands are insane. The potential for things to go catastrophically wrong at any given second is always there, hanging in the air with the rooster tails of dirt. It's a breathtaking, bone-jarring, and incredibly dangerous dance with gravity. Alright, sliding into our number 2 spot is a sport that, from the surface, might look like a bunch of folks splashing around with a ball. But let me tell you, water polo is an absolute underwater war zone. It's one of the most physically demanding, exhausting, and downright dirty sports out there. Imagine trying to play a high-intensity team sport, like a combination of soccer, basketball, and wrestling, but you're doing it in a deep pool where you can't touch the bottom for over an hour. The brutality here is often hidden beneath the surface, but it is very, very real. The constant exertion without rest, the hidden brutality beneath the surface, and the sheer grit required to compete at a high level make it one of the most underrated brutal sports on the planet. These athletes are some of the fittest and toughest you'll find, enduring a unique kind of aquatic agony. It's a hidden battleground, and it's rough. And here we are, folks, at number 1. The top of our mountain of brutality. For me, and for many, the title of the most brutal sport on earth has to go to rugby union. This isn't just a game, it's 80 minutes of continuous, high-impact, unpadded warfare. You've got 15 players on each side, many of them absolute behemoths of men, smashing into each other with ferocious intensity in tackles, rucks, mauls, and scrums. There are no timeouts for commercials, very few substitutions, and minimal protective gear, just a gum shield and maybe some light headgear for some. It's raw, it's relentless, and it is unbelievably brutal. Mad respect to every single person who steps onto that pitch. Ooh, what a ride! We've faced frozen hellscapes, raging bulls, underwater battles, and historical riots. Which made you wince the most? Rugby tackles, Ironman exhaustion, or bull riding? Maybe water polo's brutality or motocross crashes? These athletes operate on a different plane of toughness. Debate time. Did we get it right with rugby union? What's tougher? Scream your pick in the comments below. If you felt that adrenaline spike, smash that like button. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more extreme content. Next week, we're diving into the strangest sports you've never heard of. Think cheese rolling, wife carrying, toe wrestling. It's gonna be wild. Thanks for hanging with me. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.